Hi, I'm Kate Duffy, Tipping Point Recovery, where we're doing everything different when it comes to addiction and recovery from addiction. So, the question I want to answer today is one I get a lot. First, let me say, before I tell you the question, when families arrive to Tipping Point Recovery, they have had it. Families that show up here are at the end of their rope. They're sick and tired of being sick and tired. This has gone on for way too long, meaning their loved one struggling with addiction, that roller coaster, that chaos that is addiction in a family. So families, when they show up here, have begun to identify that they themselves, as well as the alcoholic, is in a cycle of chaos. So let me start by saying that, because this question is people asking me, how do I get out of this chaos? How do I stop spiraling? Like literally, specifically, what do I do to stop spiraling in this moment? So that's what I'm going to answer for you today. And what I first want to say is it's really good news that you catch yourself in this state and you decide you want to make change. I believe it needs to be celebrated, because let me explain why. Prior to this minute, when you're actually wanting to stop and change, you've just been putting up with, you've been accommodating, tolerating, absorbing, and you don't need to do that. This is the moment for you that you can change. You know, the Serenity Prayer says, courage to change the things I can. Well, this is what you can do. And by the way, not only will this improve your life exponentially, gives your loved one a much greater chance of finding recovery, because you're going to break the cycle. So let me get into it concretely, what I suggest people do to stop spiraling. The first thing you need to do is observe that you're spiraling. You can just say, I'm spiraling. You can think it. Something else I ask people to do is call someone and tell them, I'm spiraling, I'm going to break this. You got to name it. When you're in our programs, we say, go right to the Facebook group that's closed and private for the families that are in it, and out yourself. That's really the number one thing, is acknowledge it, see it. The next thing I like to do is something vocally. So for me, vocally is I need to say something to change the spiral thinking. This might be, by the way, in the middle of a conversation with someone. I take a deep breath, I say, okay, or I say, You've got to, I like to say something to stop. Okay, so I'm acknowledging it, I'm telling someone, that's step one, ready to attack it. Step two for me is vocalizing something, whether I'm by myself. If you're really by yourself, you could shout and scream in your car or in a pillow. But vocalizing the transition is what I like to think of it as. It's a bridge from the chaos to a new place. And I like to vocalize that. The next thing I like to do is move my body. This is a must. Now, you can do these in a different order if you really want to move your body first, but you've got to move your body. So here's the deal. Our bodies are wired to fight or flight. So the thing that's happening is your mind on overdrive and your DNA, your hardwiring of worrying about someone or being angry or hurt. Those are all things that we're designed to do as human beings. So we just got to break the circuit. We got to interrupt the pattern by putting our feet in the ground outside, barefoot, on the ground, any weather. Dancing hard, a punching bag. I've got one right over there in my office. This happens to me frequently because I am in a trauma experience in this work. I have my own trauma I'm processing. So these are habits of mine now to break the circuitry and interrupt the negative pattern. Dance hard to a song, move your body. So tell someone, name it, vocalize it, and move your body. And then you can begin to create new habits and new patterns. So this is literally just a quick teaching on how do I stop spiraling. That's what you do. And you could do this 20, 30 times a day if you need to. I also want you to remember that this is a practice. We don't go from 10 or 20 years or even 5 years. It doesn't matter how long, but we have become hardwired to operate the way we've been operating. Sometimes, many times, we've been operating this way since we were children. So be patient with yourself. This is a practice. Just like recovery from drug and alcohol addiction is a practice one day at a time, this is one day at a time. It does get better. But start here. You'll feel the immediate effect. You don't need to be spiraling. It isn't helping you or anyone else. So let us help you stop spiraling. I'll be curious, wherever you're seeing this video, put a comment and let me know, or send us a direct message. How's it going with you stopping the spiraling? You can do this. I got you.